Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Realness with three S's. I'm your host here, Chantele Francis, back with Phil for our The Amazing Race Canada Season 8, Episode 6, recap and review. How are you? Is it 6 or is it 8?
I don't think it matters anymore.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. Phil, we missed you. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Interesting episode. I'm excited to talk about it. But I did get caught up on last week's episode, and yeah, I'm already forgetting what happened, but it
Well,
was good.
I remember last week it was like kind of a jam-packed episode. And this one
Yeah,
was pretty jam-packed as well. And I do like this better. Like I feel like there's room for teams to overtake each other, make mistakes. Like it's not like whatever team that they leave the pit stop in is the order that they're going to come into everything else. So I do like that. But what are your thoughts about the cheating slash taking a penalty gate of last week?
wow. Well, I mean, poor Julie, right? Like, I mean, that Julie Berry, oh, Julie Black, sorry, Julie Berry. I'm thinking Survivor. Okay, yeah, no, I mean, I felt bad, but those are the rules. You got to be careful what you touch. You're not supposed to do that. But I mean, uh, yeah, I mean, I'm glad that they were both in the back. The teams that ended up doing it, but tough
And
luck for
so,
them.
what do you think about just in general, like the shortcut by taking a penalty?
Um, I mean, as a viewer, I don't necessarily like watching it, but as a racer, if it makes sense, if it's going to make sense, then do it. I mean, if you're going to get a penalty and you know what the penalty is, if it makes sense, there are some tasks that some people need to do that.
It's basically like having an
Yeah,
express pass, like it seems.
it is, but you get penalized for it. You don't
Right.
you have to the time, but do you get penalized for it? I don't know, because usually on, at least right now, on Amazing Race Canada, it seems there's a lot of like times when they all get put back together and stuff like that. So I don't know.
Hi, Tokyo Traveler. I'm assuming this is Jelly Donut. This is the weirdest
Oh,
season ever. Yes, it is. Zaddy Tashawn somehow surviving very slimly. The last episode, I thought that he was done for sure. And I was
yeah.
like, oh, you're going to go out like that? Ouch. That's not a good way to go out, in my opinion. But they didn't. They managed to. Well, Julie Black also looked at somebody else's board before they called check. And so they have to receive a penalty. So Julie Black and Kathy were out last episode, and Tishawn and his dad, Cedric, were able to stay in the race. So I was a little bit of just a little bit disappointed in Tishawn and Cedric, because I'm just like I want them to do well, but I didn't really enjoy them just kind of cheating, you know what I mean? I know
Yeah.
they got penalized for it, but I still didn't enjoy it as like a good game move. It seemed to me a little sneaky in a way that like I didn't fully respect, and so I was kind of upset that they did it.
Well, back in the day, the first person, I think it was the first person that ever did on The Amazing Race the "we should quit" technique was your friend Boston Rob back in season 7. He was the first one to be like, maybe sometimes it makes sense to quit as
Well,
long as you
quitting
have
is
somebody
different.
behind
I
you.
think it was the looking at the
Yeah.
other people's chalkboards. Like I can handle the quitting, but it's the looking at the
Yeah.
chalkboards and giving the number, making it seem as though you didn't quit. Like, is it a different
Now,
penalty?
um, I'm sure it's a different penalty. I don't know if it's necessarily a different time. I'm fading in and out, but
Yes.
it's great. But uh, I will say, shame on the other teams for not
Erasing
erasing
it.
their boards. We've
Yeah.
seen that before, where mistakes are made when you don't forget to erase your board. So I'm going to try and help my fading here. Sorry.
That's okay. You're right, Tokyo Traveler. It did work for Dave and Irina. That is true. That is true.
That's true.
I don't necessarily mind the quit. I don't like the cheat.
Yeah.
So that's
Tokyo
kind of what I'm saying.
Traveler. I like Tokyo Traveler's picture. I think that's a
you
great
like
picture.
Joseph and Taylor,
Taylor?
huh?
Yeah, so I like
So you're
that
watching
picture.
the
That's a good
season. Okay, you didn't
I
boycott.
am. I'm actually into this season.
It's a good season so far. Well, the first 2
Yeah.
weeks were like, ugh, but now it's actually fun. It's good.
Yeah.
I love that only. Wait, okay, so that's something that I wanted to. Well, we'll get to it actually in a second. So the first team that is leaving the pit stop at 5:19 a.m. is Jesse and Marika, and they're going to be going to Toronto, which is where we are, where I am. Anyways, I'm in Toronto. 5:20, Franca and Nella are leaving. Then at 5:34, we have Connor and Brendan. And so basically Jesse and Marika want to work with those top 3 teams. So what do you think about this alliance that's kind of reforming the alliance, the Express Pass alliance?
The Express Pass alliance has been strong. And I feel like it was foreshadowing a final 3 until we've seen what's happened this episode. Now it could be a different final 3. I don't know, but this has been a very strong grouping, and I would be very shocked if any of them turned on each other, at least for the next little while.
So. I mean, I don't care for Connor and Brendan. Like, they are running a really great race and they're good. Absolutely. But I'm not rooting for them. Like, I'm rooting for Jesse and Marika. I'm rooting for Franca and Nella. And so I don't know. I don't care for the brothers to win necessarily, but it looks like they could very easily win. So next out of the gate is 6:02 a.m. It's going to be Beverly and Veronica. 6:32 now is going to be Cassie and Jameek. And at 7:01, we have Tashawn and Cedric, really far from the front, almost 2 hours from the leaders of the pack. It's a 2-hour penalty, I guess. Basically 2 hours from the front of the pack.
So glad that the penalty happened. Not that it mattered.
Well, they started off in Toronto, kind of, didn't they? Where did they start? No, they started in Quebec. Wait, they started at what is it called? The ski resort, Mont Tremblant, and then they went to Montreal, right? But they didn't go to Toronto before that, right?
Not this race.
So this is the first time they're in. Okay? Anyways, we're gonna get to. There's so many things to do in Toronto. We'll just take a little bit of a breather. So what I thought was really fun is, like, I worked as a flight attendant. So the route that they were taking from the airport, because they had to take all transit, it's something that I took like every single day. And so, like, you have to take, they probably took, I couldn't tell if it was the Up Express, but I'm sure it was. Or if they took the Go train. It seemed like it was the Up Express or UP Express. Take that to Union Station. And then from Union Station, you do run, I've had to try to catch flights and stuff like that, running down like that with my luggage, like making sure I don't miss, because it only comes every 15 minutes, that express train to the airport. So like, if you miss it, it could really mess things up. So I definitely know those halls, running, sweating in my uniform. And so it was nice to see them doing my same route. And then getting to Union Station, it is a little tricky because at Union, both ways go north. And so either you're going to go north on one side, which is like the west side of things, and then north on the other side, which is like the Yonge Street side of things. Yeah. And so that's, I guess, the tricky part is not going on the wrong side. But yeah, I do that route all the time, which is, I was like, oh.
Where would you have gotten off? Would you have gotten off on Dundas or College? Probably
College. I think it's closer to College.
Closer. Yeah, that's what I thought too. But I noticed that some of them
definitely winners at College and Yonge, but it was at Gerard, so it's a little bit lower than College. Yeah. And I just think it's a lot. I mean, it's very close.
It's blocks, like a block. It's like a block south of College, whereas the one at the Dundas, which is the other side of the Eaton Center, right?
Right, the north side of the Eaton Center.
So it'd be a couple blocks, but you get off before.
Exactly.
It's close. Yeah,
exactly. So like, if you got off at Dundas, you would be off the train and moving towards the winners or the marshals faster. But if you take that extra stop, which is like 30 seconds, you'd be a lot closer. So I would get off at College probably. because I would want to run less. Right, overshoot it to run less. So yes, but it was fun to see like my stomping grounds. You know, I was I there today? No, I was there yesterday, I think, in that area. So you know,
always
so
nice to see.
they're going to be at Marshall's, and they have to put together some $200 outfits. So they each have to choose a photo with different items from Marshall's, and they have to go and find them within the racks. It was easier than I thought because they all were marked.
Yeah.
Like they had like a racing mark. Like, and so I was like,
there's no way they went through the store and marked every product. So it was the ones that were marked were the ones to use. I don't know. I'm going to be honest. This sort of was gross. I did not like this task, and I don't like.
Why gross?
Yeah, I feel like I don't like that this is now turned into the Amazing Race sponsor.
No.
And nothing. It like the first season was all about Canada, and it's not about that anymore. Now it's about sponsors, and it's not as fun. Like I don't care about watching people shop. That's not a task.
No, I know. Now, do you think that it's only, well, I mean it is, but because it's all in Canada that like they're trying to like make more money and like have seemingly more unique tasks to do?
I think that it is probably the powers that be at CTV that have said that the sponsorship's very important because it's a Canadian run show, so they can't afford the prize money, and so they need to push these people. And I think that if it continues this way, it's going to get to the point where people won't care about it.
Yeah, it's pretty. I mean, we know Marshall's is a sponsor because at the end of every leg, the first team gets $1,500 or whatever denomination. So we get it. Like a Marshall's commercial. Yeah.
Like, we get it. Subway's in.
Marshall's. Got it. Yeah. Subway. Got it. What else did we have?
Yeah.
Well,
and also, it was a waste of time. Like the only reason that they showed this and the only reason they got them to do anything in Toronto was for the sponsorship. They could have just sent them straight to London because it made no sense.
Well, and like, don't they have a Marshall's in London or no?
I'm sure they would have, yeah.
So I agree with Sherry Lynn. Hello, Sherry Lynn. It didn't matter what order they finished the Marshall's Challenge product placement since they'd all be on the same train to London. Yeah, I mean, especially the fact that they equalize the teams. Why did they need to go to Toronto to go to Marshall's? Like, I mean, maybe the point is that I'm like, I never go to Marshall's. And maybe that's the point. It's like they're trying to get me to go to Marshall's. But like, I don't know. This is not the way to do it. Maybe find a different sponsor. Like maybe Holt Renfrew, if that was the sponsor, I'd be like more like, ooh.
Or at least like you said it right when you started talking. There's so much to do in Toronto.
Yeah.
Like do that and do something in Toronto if you're going to go to Toronto. But
like I would love to see anything with this. Like make them run up all the stairs. Yeah. Like do like that, whatever that if they want to do some product placement, but this would be for charity when they do either the edge walk or when they do like make them go up all those stairs. I think you've done that before, right?
I have, yes.
And so going up all those stairs, like that would be nice and annoying for people to do. We got a zoo. I mean, maybe don't want to advertise zoo because that's not necessarily people might have problems with that.
Yeah.
But got Ontario Place. We got like museums. We got like we even going over to the falls.
You're right there. Go to Dundas Square and do something. Like, you know, like, I don't know. It just seemed weird. Go to the Village. Go to, like, that's right there, too. Like, there's so much that could be done.
Yeah,
the
Village
go find a drag queen.
Right? Go to down to the beaches. Go like Cherry Beach, docks. Like, yeah, you definitely do stuff at the docks. Go to Center Island. Like make them do those paddle boards. Not paddle boards. What are they called? Those pedal boards? Pedal boats?
Oh, the paddle boats, yeah.
No, paddle boats is this one though, no? When you're on like a
paddle
surfboard?
boat with your legs. You got the thing, the plastic thing?
Oh, I'm thinking paddle board.
Paddle board.
And I did say paddle boat though, and so I was correct and you were correct as well. Okay, got it. But like definitely make them go onto that ferry, go over to Center Island. There's tons of things to do over there. Which and like you'd get to like have people have to miss the ferry maybe if they don't get there in time. Like I don't know, there could be some drama there. There's I can still probably think of a like what's it called, Black Creek Pioneer Village. Make them go make some like some what you call it, butter. Like so much stuff.
It's ridiculous. Like you're right. Even if they did something right there, go to Fran's Diner and make breakfast. That's like something that people know.
I don't know if we have Fran's anymore though.
Oh, is it not there anymore?
I don't know if it's there anymore. Maybe it is.
Oh, that's shocking.
Wait, which one are you thinking about? The one at Young and... Oh, wait, there is one at Young College. Actually, never mind. There's one at Young College. Yeah.
Like, I think go somewhere around that area. I mean, stay away from Zanzibar, everybody. But, like, go to...
Zanzibar still exists? Hey, man, like, get them going to For Your Eyes Only. That could be fun. I think that might have closed down. But still, that could have been great fun. Like, get the Mounties out. I don't know. There's just tons to do. And one of the things on my list of things to do in Toronto, it would never be to go and find an outfit at a Marshall's.
Yeah.
Like ever. Like Marshall's, it doesn't even like say Toronto. You know what I mean? Like it's not like a brand that's synonymous with Toronto. So it's just very weird that that's what the representation is.
Yeah.
Make them get on those Dixie bikes. Like, I don't know.
They're getting the thing at the end. Every episode, somebody wins something. They're getting the commercials every commercial break. We get it. We get that it's Marshall's.
Mm-hmm. Sherilyn says, look at BB Canada and Wendy's sponsorship. It's blatant placement. Oh, absolutely. Like, don't get me started with, but we did it, the similar stuff with Winners for BB Canada, because like a couple of at least one that I can think of their veto challenges was a definitely sponsored one where they had to like get the pretty similar to this, but put on the clothes like that's for you, whatever, with like that were marked. So yeah,
I remember when BB was like BB Canada had the brick, and it was like figure out the prices for the or something. It was like the veto competition. I'm like, can you imagine? Like this is what this is about. Like I didn't come on Big Brother to worry about the prices of the brick.
Snorting. Sherilyn also says we have at least 2 Marshalls in London. Yeah, exactly. So it's just very bizarre that that's what they needed to do in Toronto. Yeah. Like, I mean, maybe it was just to use all like the subway system, like, but like make them do more things on the subway system. Like, don't make them go to Union.
It was all for Marshalls. It was all for Marshalls.
Jeez Louise. So they are taking a Via Rail train to London. I've done this route many times as well. Have you?
Probably. I have.
London's pretty close to you.
London.
Closer than Toronto. Oh, you think?
Toronto's
I guess you went straight
to me. Yeah. Toronto's about an hour away from me. London's about 2.
Oh, London's 2 hours away from us as well. So I guess.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like going over to London. I remember like I nearly went to Western University, and so that would have been like, oh my God, it's my university. But I didn't end up going. I went to Concordia instead. But
I was born in London.
Really? You're born in London, Ontario. Wow.
London, Ontario at St. Joseph's Hospital.
What? Is every hospital named St. Joseph's? I feel like there's one St. Joseph's in every single city. Because we have a St. Joseph's in Toronto that's down by like
Hamilton.
Yep. There's one in Hamilton. Okay.
Yep.
St. Joe's is also a Catholic high school named St. Joe's, and the girls used to be fast girls, and so we called it St. Hose. Ooh. This was when we were younger. It's like 30 years ago, guys. So I'm not trying to like be mean. But yeah, we used to call it St. Hose. Girls from St. Hose. All right. So Brendan and Connor finished first. Did they? And we were surprised.
Yeah,
I mean, they must have, but
yeah, because they went to the what did they have to do?
Wait, no. Brendan and Connor got to Marshall's first. So I'm still looking at Marshall's here on my list.
Yeah.
Bev and Veronica left first. Right.
The park, they all showed up at the same time, even though they were driving there, and it kind of felt like they were told, "Wait here." and then go over the hill and go see John. Like I think that, like
Yeah,
that's
they
what happened.
equalized for
So
sure because they had to go to the
yeah.
East Park Golf Gardens for a very special clue. And John is there. So they're like, oh, what's happening? And so they kind of all gather up together and they're going to welcome back 3 teams.
What was
Yay!
your initial reaction?
Yay! Well, my initial reaction was, are we gonna ever eliminate a team on this this race? I'm like, is Julie Black and Kathy the only team that's been eliminated? Who else has been?
Yeah, Jameek and Cassie were eliminated.
No, but that's gone still. Like that hasn't come back. Is there any?
No. It's only the one team.
Wait, so Tokyo Traveler's saying, I love that only 2 teams have been eliminated. Who's the second team? Oh, Darrell and spoiler alert.
Right.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Gotcha. So yeah, I was just kind of like, so one team has been eliminated and you're bringing back 3 teams? Like, this doesn't make any sense. And you know that they're going to give them a non-elimination round. Like, you know, like, I was like, what's
awful,
happening?
Right? My first reaction was, oh my God, our podcasts are going to go on as long as the Amazing Race Australia.
Maybe let's tighten it up though. What episode are we on again? Maybe they'll just like make it.
I think this was episode 5 or 6.
6. It was 6.
Yeah, 6.
So we have 4 more. They can cut them down. They're doing, spoiler alert, a double elimination next leg. So
that's good. That's exciting.
Gonna cut it down and then no more eliminations. 1 more before the end. I think it will spread it out properly. But geez, like we were like, oh, like we're gonna lose 4 teams, then we're gonna gain 2. Like it was so weird. Lose a team, gain 2 teams, lose 2 teams. Yeah,
100%. I agree with, I think it was Beverly and Veronica. I'm sure other teams are feeling it, but when they said, we've been dragging our butts every leg trying to get this done, and they just get to waltz back into the race. And I mean, I think myself, I would feel the same way on the race. I would be kind of like, listen, I've been racing hard and I've been enjoying this, but how come these people get to come in after having a rest? So now they had COVID.
Yeah, they're like,
but,
you know, like,
but you know, it's still kind of like, I don't know. It's a little like you can feel the race is not going the way that the race was supposed to go. So.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely be a little bit perturbed that they get to start like know what the race is going to be like. So like they have an idea of what the pace is going to be like and what's going to be expected of them to a certain degree because they were already running the race, and then they get to go have a break. They can probably re-strategize, be like, okay, let's do things like this, like they reconfigure like how they're going to interact with the race. Same with what happened on last season. The teams got an opportunity to kind of recalibrate and figure out how to be better racers. And so I don't know if that's the most fair to come back. Yes, COVID free, but also having a new perspective on the race and not be drained from the race and like only getting certain hours of sleep and like being living out of your suitcases and stuff like that. So I understand what the racers were feeling.
Yeah.
It'd be
now when you saw the 3 teams, was there one that you were like with before we knew that it was going to be 2 teams? Was there like one that you were like, okay, like if somebody gets back in, I want it to be this team?
Well, I'd have to say Court and Allie because Court has been in our comments, so you know that he was like at least interested in what was going on in the game, and like you know he enjoyed the show and his experience, and so like. It's anybody that's seemingly a fan, like I want to support them coming back into the game. So I would say them and probably Catherine and Craig, just because they had just won their leg and like, you know, she has such an amazing story and overcoming and, you know, that like definitely I would want to see them come back. And unfortunately with Darrell and Kevin, they just didn't have the hunger. Dennis, I keep on. Why did I always call him? I wrote down Kevin as well. I think
that's okay because I kept calling Daryl or Darrell.
Dennis,
I kept calling him Darnell. So
right.
We're good.
I
Obviously, it wasn't working.
Yeah. Well, and it's just like they didn't have any urgency or hunger in their game, and so it wasn't really that enjoyable. They seemed like very nice people, but I wasn't rooting for them. So I was happy with the teams that did end up getting back into the game. So basically what they're going to be doing is they had a clue. Did you write down the clue by any chance? I didn't.
I didn't, but I mean, it did say the thing about luck, but it also, I do know that it had the thing about going up, and I think people thought that meant go up to the highest thing, but I think what that meant was because the golf thing seemed to have like an up thing, an incline, so I think that was what that was. But
and so with luck, so people were thinking like, is there horseshoes anywhere or not? But it seemed to have been some sort of wishing well. And inside the bottom of it, there were the 2 clues. So only 2 out of the 3 teams were going to be receiving a clue. What's the point of this?
What did they call it?
I wrote down special clue.
Special clue, okay. Maybe if the chat can, I forgot what it was because they made it like a thing, so it's like, oh, is this like a new?
I don't think
this is going to be a new thing for the race.
I mean, for maybe if like 10 people get eliminated due to COVID, maybe. But what was the point of like seeing people run around a golf course to find a ticket or whatever, a clue, and then one person goes home? Like, what's the point of that? Why couldn't you just let everybody run this damn leg and have a triple elimination? Like, who cares?
Right. Well, I mean, I don't know. I guess it was more exciting than Subway and Marshalls, but barely.
Barely. Oh, it's the Golden Pass. Sorry, I wrote it down too. Yeah, the Golden Pass. Yeah. So it was inside the wishing well. How did you feel though about Catherine and Craig doing the Roger Rabbit when they got to with the clue? Can you do that dance move, the Roger Magic?
I didn't even notice them do it. Like, so I must have been writing at that time, but good for them. I'm happy that they're back because I do feel like they had a good story. So I'm excited to hopefully learn a little bit more about that.
So Sherry Lynn says, I wish that there was a rule stating the location of the card to come back in the race couldn't be shared. So how do you feel about that? So the fact that Court and Allie really wanted Catherine and Craig to get back in the game, so they shared the clue with them. Correct? That's how it went?
Yeah.
How did you feel about it?
Yeah, I think I would have probably maybe even rather that like they had to do it in a time thing or something, and
one at a time, like Big Brother?
One at a time or something. I don't know. I mean, it wasn't fun to watch really anyways, and I don't know. I just wouldn't have wanted that other team to get back in just based on how their performance was, and I don't think that they would have done any better.
True.
But I do agree that in some ways it was kind of rotten that they did that, and there's a lot of that I think coming forward with these alliances and that, and I'm hopeful that certain teams don't get eliminated because of it, but you know, we'll see.
I don't know. So we have a detour, so they have to either aviate or animate. So with aviate, they're going to have to install a propeller, and for animate, they're going to have to do a motion capture of John in kind of like a Tomb Raider type scene. Both activities are going to be happening at Fanshawe College, which I knew of because I had a few friends that took photography at Fanshawe College.
Very nice.
So I do know of that college.
Which one would you have wanted to do?
Motion capture.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you know something about propellers.
No, I would. Looking at the clue, I would have done it. Now the other teams got out quite fast, but I don't know how I would have done it.
Now, okay, but when we get to the motion capture place, would I direct you or would you direct me?
I think that you would probably be better at directing.
Yeah, I think.
And I think maybe I could do the all the different
the hopscotch.
Oh yeah, that I can do. I think if you're the leader, you could do it.
Yay! Okay, that's what I felt as well. So it seems like the only people that are doing Aviate are Cedric and Tashawn, the boys, and Beverly and Veronica. And I was like very surprised that Beverly and Veronica decided to do the propeller. Not saying that women can't do toolsy stuff, but when we get there, she's just asking Tashawn and Cedric for help. And so... Yeah. it just to choose to do that task and then be asking immediately for help. I don't know. I was kind of like, why'd you choose this task then if you can't do it?
Yeah, they seemed to panic like right away. And I will say, really bad thing that they did was they got instructions, like, and they weren't reading the instructions. Like each of the teams had the instructions, so that's great.
Yeah, but Brendan and Connor, they arrived at Aviate first and third, and they leave in first place. They're fast and they're good. They are very consistent.
Yeah.
And so the next task is Roadblock. Who wants a new best friend? I think this would be you.
Hello. This is like made for me. I love it, and dogs love me. I've never met a dog that didn't like me. They all love me. So I think 100% we found a Phil task that I would love. I might not want to leave.
So what they're going to be doing is agility obstacle course where they're going to lead a little dog around in 45 seconds or less. So have you done this with Agatha?
She would never do that. She's an expert lay down, do nothing dog. So that wouldn't happen. But I did have another dog a long time ago, and he was a little bit more active. So I've never done the actual course thing, but I think I would be all right with that. You know, you just got to learn the right words and hand actions, and dogs are very smart. So.
And fast. So Cedric and Deshawn, they leave second, and Beverly and Veronica finally get it, and they're still in third place. So it seems like the motion capture took a longer time than the actual propeller, which I think is very surprising because what they had to do didn't seem very difficult.
No, it seemed like it was 3 steps. It was get the thing on the wires and then put the thing
okay.
on.
So you think that the propeller was actually fast?
It did seem like the propeller seemed kind of fast. So I was
but in the beginning though, I thought that the motion capture seemed like it'd just be like, oh, skip and jump.
Definitely.
And, like
I would, yeah. Reading the clue, I would have been like, nope, we're going to the motion thing because that seems smarter, so it's faster. But
now I guess like what kind of makes it longer is that they can only do it one at a time. Okay. So I'm wondering if there's a way to know in the clue whether it's everybody does it all at the same time or if it's a one at a time task. And so if it's a one at a time task, that's something that we should think about too. Yeah. Is like, no, we don't do one at a time tasks because we do not want to wait in line if we don't have to.
Yeah. Yeah, so you don't want to get put in that back of the line and be like stressed, because you stress when you're waiting. Like you're like, okay, this is not good. Like we're behind and I screwed it up and oh no, like I gotta catch up. And
yeah. So maybe we would have done propeller actually.
Maybe. I don't know, because I feel like we would have said, oh, but this is like your world, Chantele. Like so I feel like we'd be good at that, and neither of us are like well, although you were in the air, you were on the plane. You didn't do the outside of the plane, but like
I mean, I do know a Boeing 737-800 pretty well. I don't think I could put anything together from the mechanics out of it, but I definitely know some things about a Boeing 737-800, which is a lot heftier than that little plane. So if I'm ever on The Amazing Race, so I'm going to remember that as a rule, that like if it's not something that we all have to do, if it's a roadblock, like let's not choose one where we have to get graded and take time. Like each person has to go one after each other. It's going to be new rule of thought. All right. So Beverly and Veronica, as I said, finally get it. And they're still in third place. Franca and Nella, they seem to do it at least 2 times. Did you see how many times they actually did it in the end? 2? Was it 3?
I thought it said attempt 3, but
I only remember 2, but I think it might have gotten on the 3rd.
Yeah, I thought it did.
3rd makes most sense anyways. So that kind of sucks. Like 3 attempts and then waiting for everybody else to go ahead of you. That's definitely a big time waster. So they do get it first out of the people doing the motion capture. And so doing this roadblock so far is Brendan. I still can't tell who is who from Brendan and Connor, but Brendan did the roadblock. the Roadblock, and then
Yep.
Franca did the Roadblock as well. And they
They
were both,
caught up.
they were
Frank,
pretty
yeah,
fast.
they passed the other two teams that did the propeller to get there. So two teams fell a bit behind.
Yeah, how did they do that? I guess these good directions. Yes, and all the dogs were pretty good. They were so sweet, those dogs. So sweet. What did I write here? Western University not stop? I don't know.
Next stop.
Oh.
They went there, yeah.
Oh. Next stop. Yeah. And so Catherine and Craig, they end up being 5th place when they're leaving the motion capture. She's doing a full-on like split leap, like, and it's like you don't need to do that much. Like literally just hop. Jesse and Marika disappointed me at the beginning of this leg. They already talked about how they will use an express pass if they need to, and I think them having the express pass allowed them to not try as hard and do better because they know that like, oh, if we suck at this, we could just like use the express pass. I don't think that they should have used it on that task because there's more to come, A, and B, like you don't have an express pass and it was on this task, which wasn't that hard.
And I don't know. I think like I'm assuming that they're fans of the show. I don't. Were you surprised that this leg was non-elimination? Like,
no, absolutely not.
Like there was it was not going to be an elimination this leg, so it was probably not the leg to use that unless you felt like you were going to be there for days or for hours and really fall behind. Yeah.
I was like, not like, it's not like you weren't getting it. It was just like, you just didn't like duck your head under something fast enough. Like, I don't think he would have made you do it more than 3 times. You know what I mean? Like if you're last, like, I just don't think that they would have been that strict in the end. So the fact that they use the express pass, I was like, you're using express pass and you're still in 6th or 7th place. Like terrible. You use the express pass when you're going to be in 1st. Yeah. So when it was so cute when Tashawn he was leading his dog Scoot, and when Scoot paused at the end, and you see like, let's go Scoot, and he's just standing there, and I'm like watching the time go, and then finally Scoot goes. So that might be Scoot there.
Yeah, I think that like, is that what that dog does? Like all the time it gets to the end, and then it's like, just wait. Is that how it got its name?
Maybe Scoot, let's go. It was so maybe he's a Leo and he wanted waiting for the applause. You know what I mean? That's like he's a little bit of a showboater. And so the next phase of this is going to be going to Muse meditation, where they're going to be using a Muse app. I was like, wow, another product placement. Are you kidding me? I was like, we definitely don't need this as well, but not gonna lie, I am going to look it up after because I was interested in it. It looked
interesting.
But I was just like, oh, come on. It's just, I guess it just for me, it's just so embarrassing. Like, Canada, come on. Yeah.
Like what is the entertainment value of that for somebody watching the show?
We can see the counter go up to 30. So they have to meditate.
We can hear birds.
And there's when they hear 30 bird chirps, that means that they are in a Zen place. But if they hear thunderstorms, that means that they have disrupted energy. And I'm just like, so we're going to watch people sleep, basically.
Yeah.
That's not interesting. I'm sorry.
Putting us to sleep.
I meditate daily and I use hypnotherapy. So I understand getting into that state, and it's a very useful and effective state, but it's not something that I want to watch.
Canada. This is Canada.
Is it a Canadian app? Maybe it is. So the pit stop is going to be at the Western Alumni Stadium. And nothing really happened. Like Court and Allie were in last place and they couldn't really meditate. And so all the other teams ended up getting to the meditation. They all did the dogs. They all did the meditating. And Court and Allie were going to be in last place. And I was like, there's absolutely no way that they're going to let them go home after coming back. They already sent in one team home. I was like, mm-mm. And obviously you agree with that. So basically the order coming into the pit stop is Frenella in first place. Go Frenella. They are get a trip for 2 to Honolulu and $1,500 for...
I've never heard of it before, but I think it's called Marshalls.
Marshalls. Oh, okay. Marshalls. Cool. I'll check it out. Team number 2 is Brendan and Connor. Team number 3 is Tashawn and Cedric. Tashawn was happy that he finally made the podium. I'm proud of them for that as well. Team number 4 is Veronica and Beverly. 5, Cassie and Jameek. Surprised that they weren't in the last spot, so good on them.
I didn't see that very much, but I felt like I was excited when I saw them. So I don't know. Maybe I'm starting to like them. I mean, I wasn't not liking them, but
yeah,
I don't know. I'm like, oh, there they are. But I don't feel like they're getting any sort of winners at it.
No, they get like 2 episodes from now, they're done.
Yeah.
If not next episode with the double. I can see that happening because I feel like more teams are stronger than, so there's going to be another team. Like, I think that they're probably the weakest team. And so, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they go home next week. Team number 6, after using the Express Pass, Jesse and Marika. Ugh,
I guess they needed it. Jeez.
Catherine and Craig are in 7th place. And Court and Allie are finally done. They make it to the pit stop, and they're all, I don't know, how many teams were at the bottom?
We didn't see them at the pit stop. They were still meditating.
I thought okay, so it was just those 3 teams. So Cassie and Jameek, Jesse and Marika, and Catherine and Craig were the only 3 teams that were there.
Yeah.
I guess
Court
actually
and
there
Allie
are 5,
hadn't
number 6, number
arrived
7.
yet.
So wait, so they wanted, okay, so Court and Allie, yes, you're right. They're still at the meditating place when those 3 teams were at the pit stop. Yeah. And we do hear a really sweet story about Craig saying that Court and Allie really wanted them to, if they had to choose a team to come back in the race, they really wanted it for Catherine and Craig because of what Catherine has been overcoming. And so they were getting all choked up over that. And I understood why. It was very kind. And so it's a keep on racing. So it doesn't even matter. And it was also a...
Not what?
Close.
To be continued?
To be continued. It was.
Why did we need that?
Well, we need to know if Court and Allie, if they quit the challenge and they don't get to the I don't know.
If Court and Allie quit that challenge, we're ridiculing them even if he's watching this, because that's not the challenge to quit.
So it is a keep on racing. They have to, I think they're trying to coin this though. Rip and read. And I'm like, I don't know, John. I don't know if that's going to catch on. And they're going to be going to Prince Edward County. So do you think that they will do anything that has to do with Prince Edward County?
Well, what would be Prince Edward County? That would be
wine.
Wine,
and
it would
stuff
be
with wine,
cottages, sure. Right? Cottage, like water,
wine, cottages, like that, beach stuff, boat stuff,
yeah.
But definitely wine stuff. Like Prince Edward County, in my opinion, like I've gone to so many bachelorettes, like up at Prince Edward County, where we rent like a big house and we go to like wineries.
Where's Guru located?
I think it might be Montreal.
Okay, so we're not gonna have some like go to the Guru and make
maybe it was Toronto. It might have been Toronto. Oh wait, hold on. Okay, I'm trying to remember. I have to look it up. Maybe I can look it up now. So if I can remember the guy's name, he invented Guru, and I think he was like my regular customer. I don't know if he was here or if it was Montreal. So I think his name was Daryl. Is it Daryl Singer? Let's see. I think that's him. I think he was, maybe he sold it. Let's see if it still says Guru for him. No. So if that's the case, though, it would be Ontario. So maybe it will be Guru.
I'm just like trying to think of something that would really irritate all of it.
Yeah, it might. No, I'm just like you might be bang on.
Maybe another subway stop. Who knows?
There's no subway up there.
Jeez,
I think it's
I
Jersey.
noticed in the preview there was at least Tyshawn was, I believe, outside Union Station, wasn't he? When they showed him, it seemed like he was outside Union Station. I might have had that wrong. Maybe it's a train station up in that area, but I don't know. Maybe
Well,
they're
there is a
switching
train
trains.
station that you take to get up there, like Belleville. I think it's a train station.
Okay, maybe
I
it's
think it's
that one.
Belleville.
And there did seem to be quite a lot more stress and anger, it seemed, on the team's next leg. So it seemed like people were getting upset with one another. So
well, double elimination is stressful.
Yeah,
I would say
that will be good to see.
Well, is there anything else from this episode that you would like to talk about?
I mean, double elimination. We haven't seen that for a very long time, I don't think. So
have we ever seen it in Canada?
I don't believe that we've ever seen it in Canada. I don't believe we have. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't remember the Canadian one huge, but I do know that we saw it in, I believe it was season 19 of the American one, where Ethan and Jenna were on and they got eliminated. And Bill and, I forget his name.
You're better than me. Better than me. Like Bill? Like, I have no idea.
Well, there we go. Yes. No. I mean, it was the dog part was probably the best part for me for a task. The rest of the episode, I really will never remember after this, unless I watch the show again. So,
will I remember anything? No, probably not. Well, that is it for this episode. I feel as though you have a little bit of a task for me, though.
I have a task for you. It's a silly game. This one, because we've been doing a lot of like trivias and stuff like that. This one's more of a task.
Okay.
So I instructed you to have 6 dice with you and a spoon.
Oh boy.
All right. So you're going to do something funny on the camera. You're going to be putting this spoon like this in your mouth. And then you need to stack the dice facing the camera, where the first dice shows a 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to give you 3 attempts to do it without them falling.
Okay. And this is just to catch them?
The bowl was just to hold them in. I just wanted to, so I wanted to throw your mind off and be like, what's the bowl for?
So I don't need the bowl. I nearly bought a bowl, a plastic bowl. I was like,
oh gosh, no.
Okay. All right.
But if they fall, you get to start again. But you have to do it in.
Do I need to play some music for this?
I think you should. I think you need some of that StreamYard tunes.
Which one did we use the last time? Dance Pop?
I think so, yeah.
Should we like that one, or do you want something else? Should we do Feeding the Ducks? Feeding the Ducks.
Let's feed the ducks.
Okay.
Good luck. We got a 1. Ooh, 2. Oh, very good. Will she do this in 1 attempt? Ooh.
Oh my god, so hard. Okay, hold on. Can I choose like to use like my side teeth?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. We have a 1. 2. Well, this seems a little bit more sturdy. This is good. 3. 4. Oh, you're doing great. 5. Oh, come on, Chantele. 1, 2, 3. Yeah!
I think that was fine enough.
That was great.
Winner,
Well
winner, winner. Well, there we go. I am a winner, baby.
You are a winner.
Thank
I knew you would do it. I had no doubt. I was like, oh, she'll do it. She can do this.
Ooh, hi, Reality TV Collection. Huge fan. Thank you. Love you on our hat. The love the Nicki Minaj BB Can audition on the Podcast Friends episode. Yes, they definitely. I gave them that clip because I thought it was funny. So happy you guys enjoyed that. Happy that Sherilyn felt this was like minute to win it. Thanks for the fun. I'm sweating, guys. I'm sweating.
I know.
Sweating.
What a workout. Good job.
Thank you. Thank you for always coming up with something fun to test me here.
That's right.
Well, that's all that we have for you guys today. Thank you so much for being here in the comments and sharing. Even though it's not the greatest season so far, it's still fun to talk about it. It is. It's fun. We will be here next week unless something happens and changes. Do you have anything going on with Good Time Games?
No. Well, I mean, I'm going into a season of The Mole that I told you about.
Oh, yes. I'm going to
and
play if I get chosen.
I did post in Good Time Games. If people want to sign up, they just need to message me. So to your listeners, if anybody wants to play a game of The Mole, there is a cost, $20, but you could win up to $200. And yeah, just find me on Facebook. My name's Phil Gourlay. You'll find me up there. I think it's probably in the thing. And you can just message me or go to Good Time Games with Adam and Phil and message me through that. And we can get you up for that. And then besides that, I'm doing a golf tournament on Tuesday next week, so I won't be here.
Oh, right. You won't be here next week. Jonathan will be here.
But I'll be here the following week.
Maybe I'll make Jonathan do this exact same task.
See if he can do it in 2. If he can beat you. If he can do it in 1. So,
he's good at stuff like that, to be honest. So he probably will be able to beat me. Reality TV Collection says, I need Toronto restaurant suggestions when I visit next month. LOL, off topic. Well, message me. I can give you a gazillion, including the one that my best friend's boyfriend just opened up that I work at once a week, helping them out with just like this new venture. It actually just opened on Friday. So that's on College Street. It's Danny's Pizza Tavern with I would say the best pizza in the city, or it's a delicious food, and it's a really good spot. We have a big garage door window and you can sit outside. It's in the heart of College, right at College in Clinton. So that's one place for sure. But I also know a lot of other places too, depending on your price point and what kind of things you like. So message me on Instagram, either at Reality Realness or at ShanFranFran, and I will give you more details.
Lots of great places. And I agree with Sherry.
So many.
Did you see Sherry's comment?
Where's Sherry's comment? Minute Swin it? Oh! Yes! Please. I wouldn't mind one. I haven't gone on a shopping spree for a while. Let's go. Literally, I've been into Marshall's one time in my life, I think. Once.
Well, it won't be one of those $1,500, $2,000.
I mean, I probably wouldn't go in the store. I'd probably try to buy it online and get it emailed to me. I love clothes.
Marshall's is one of those stores where I don't know if you can buy stuff online because they don't post their products online.
Oh, so, okay. Well, I guess I'd have to go to the store.
Like Winners too. Yeah.
Boom. Oh well. Or maybe I don't know. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna see if I can order online from Marshall's. Maybe that will be my task for you when you come back.
Ordering you a gift card.
Exactly. Well, thanks again, everybody in the chat. You guys are great. Thanks to you, Phil, for showing up and having some fun with me. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. You know the drill. Like this video. And since Phil won't be seeing it, most likely, leave in the comments maybe what kind of activity I can challenge Phil with, because he's always trying to stump me. I think I said a couple episodes ago that it's kind of like win Ben Stein's money here. And so I'm Ben Stein. Win Chantel's money.
Marshall's gift
Marshall's
card.
gift card. Hey man, are we on to something? Let's get sponsored by Marshall's and maybe we can make this into a thing.
Win Chantel's Marshall's gift card. I actually think that would work. That would be a good podcast. We could do
in the off season, which I could do that. That's fun.
Sure.
Okay, so let's talk about that offline and maybe we can figure out something. And we'll see everybody next week. But Phil, we'll see you in 2 weeks. Ciao, everybody. Thank you.